This is Boston Talk 8576, man. I want to talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. I probably messed up his last name, but it's very long, very awkward, complicated last name. But man, Giannis is playing at a MVP level, man. He's not even 25 yet. This kid can do a lot of things. He can't shoot right now. His shot is a little bit lacking. He's working on it. I can tell he's working on it. His stroke is looking more refined this year. But he does everything else well, man. Play defense. He's long, athletic. He's 6'11" with like a 7-inch wingspan. This dude got some long arms. He's kind of like Kevin Durant. He's built just like Kevin Durant. He got a little bit more of a defined, strong body than Kevin Durant. Not saying Kevin Durant is not strong. I'm just saying the way his body is built. But they're built in similar length. But yeah, man, he's playing at an all-star level, man. He got the Milwaukee Bucks on the rise, man. The Milwaukee Bucks, I've been saying for a couple years they were coming up because they got some long, athletic. They have athletes at every position, and they're young. And they about to get Jabari Parker back from that. He had another knee injury, another setback. But when he come back, they're gonna be even better. And they got Bledsoe from the Suns. I guess he's starting. I don't know if he's starting or not. But they still got that kid last year that won the Rookie of the Year, so, and he's still good. So, and he's coming up, Brogdon. But yeah, back to Giannis. So far he's my pick for MVP of the NBA so far. You know, he got to stay consistent, but yeah, man, he could play point, could play small forward. You know, you could put him at power forward. You could put him at some center. The way the NBA is now, to have guys are like stretch fours and stretch five. He could play at center. I mean, he couldn't play at center back in Shaq in them days when they had Shaq and Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning, Rick Smith, guys like that. But he can play now because these guys are not that skilled down low. Don't have a lot of skilled big men. You got Cousins. You got I can't say Anthony Davis is really a low post scorer. He's more of a not stretch five, but he don't really play his back to the basket. But yeah, Giannis, man, they only 6-6. They're 500, but it's other teams in the East that are doing good, man. It's some parity in the East. I know people are, like myself, was worried about, guys like Jimmy Butler leaving the conference and Paul George leaving the conference, but the Celtics, without Gordon Hayward, they went down in the first game against Cleveland. They 12-2. The Knicks are 7-5. The Orlando Magic 8-5. The 76ers are 6-6. So the Detroit Pistons are 10-3. So it's some parity in the East that we didn't think it was going to be parity. So yeah, but the Bucks. The one thing that's gonna hinder the Bucks, especially in the playoffs. I know they've been in the playoffs the last couple of years, but what has been hindering them in the playoffs is they don't have enough shooting. They got a lot of scorers. They got a lot of guys that can play different positions. Same guys that can play different positions, but they don't have no shooters. If they get a couple shooters, man, if they can find a way to get a couple shooters, man, you know what I'm saying, like a JJ Redick or someone like a Kyle Korver, or I'm not saying getting those players, I'm talking about guys that can shoot like that, then the sky's the limit for the Bucks, man. And I know Giannis' contract is about to come up. I don't know if they have a player options on him, but it'll be very interesting if the Bucks can keep him. If the Bucks continue to build around him. He doesn't spark me as a guy that that needs to leave to get the limelight in the bigger market like LA, New York, or someplace like that. He sparks me as a guy that probably is going to stay. He's probably going to stay with the Bucks, and I hope he stays with the Bucks because Bucks is a low market franchise. They're in the low market, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and it'll be good for him to stay there, and continue the Bucks on the rise that they on, because the Cleveland Cavaliers about to go, I believe LeBron James is probably going to leave. They're not going to win the title. They're not going to beat Phoenix. They may not even get out the East because the Celtics is right there. And it's going to be between the Celtics and the Bucks in this conference. I mean, I'm a Chicago guy. I'm hoping my Bulls, rebuild and get back in the mix real soon. But it's gonna take about 3 years for the Bulls to rebuild. To be honest with you, it's gonna take three years, man. And that's probably, you know, being generous. I hope it only take 3 years, but you know, yeah, Giannis, man, he's my MVP, man. So far, you know, he's the leading scorer of the league too. So the kid is a really good player, man. I used to always, you know, I know probably a lot of people probably don't play the game, but I still play the PlayStation sometimes. I got a PlayStation 4. I don't play all the time. I got a young son, 10 years old, that like to play, but I used to get him on my team all the time. Like when I do a franchise or I do a career mode, I get him because he can play a lot of different positions. Now, he really can't shoot, and you always got to work on his shooting. You always got to, you know, build him up on his shooting, and put him in that like point guard, and he a mismatch at point guard because he's taller than the other point guard. I just post him up. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward. I just post him up. You know, if I put him at center or power forward, I just use his feet on the court. But yeah, man, Giannis, man, the dude is a really good player, man. But let me know what you think about Giannis Antetokounmpo, and let me know if you who you got for the MVP so far in the NBA. I'm out, man.